welcome to Roosevelt Live. This segment of the show earlier, we're going to talk about something that apparently everybody was talking about, and that was Dancing with the Stars. Now, obviously, I do not watch Dance with the Stars, but watching it pop up on the television show, on the news, like when I watch headline news, it was coming up on the show for the last couple of weeks, and I guess Brandy was on there one week, and from what I could clearly understand, that she got voted off, and people felt like she shouldn't have got voted off, that somehow Bristal Palin had not performed as well as she had. And normally I would have not paid much attention to that because it happens all the time. People get sour grapes, and everyone always feel like they're better than other people. But when I happened to be able to take a look at the clip and realize that, okay, that was an issue with her being voted off, but then again, she's voted on or off by the fans, by the people that watch the show. And whenever you have that type of setup, it's going to happen where people are going to pick favorites. The only thing I didn't understand early on, and I'm sure Bristal Palin probably is a nice lady. I don't know her. I think she's about 20 years old. But one thing that caught my attention was she's not a star. And if the show is called Dancing with the Stars, then you need to fall in line with the title of the show and bring out stars. Now, stars in whose mind? Some people might say, well, this person wasn't a star and that person wasn't a star. But they were in, you're in the media, or you're in the movies, whether you're a big time star or not, or you're in sports, and you've been seen places. But she's only known because her mother, obviously, is Sarah Palin, and other than her being a teenage mother, which is not a diss to her, because there's a lot of young people out there that are teenage mothers. That doesn't mean it's right, but that doesn't make them a bad person. So I don't have no beef against the young lady in general, other than I truly do believe that there were people out there voting for her because either they tried to help her mother in some way, or they somehow assumed that they would be electing Sarah Palin through Bristal Palin. I don't know what was the motivation, but clearly she was not the better dancer, from my understanding, because like I said again, I did not watch the program. From what I understand, that the young lady had been in the bottom pretty much the entire time she was on the show. And so if you're at the bottom, because the judges put you there by giving you their scores, and then you finish in the top, then that means something bizarre is going on between what the experts think and what the people that are watching thinks. And this happens. Like I said again, it happened in American Idol over and over and over again. But I think it comes to a point that your ABC get questioned. And I think last night, when Jennifer Grey won, the lady from the Dirty Dancing happened to win, and I think everybody expected her to. She was, I don't call her a professional dancer, but definitely she had some dancing in her past. And the young kid Kyle, I think he's 19 years old. I think he came in second. They did come in second place, and Bristal came in third. And I truly believe, I found it was interesting that the judges had them in that order: Jennifer Grey, Kyle, and Bristal. They had them first, second, third, and somehow it came out that way. But I don't necessarily believe, and this is just my opinion, they didn't even talk about the votes that was actually cast the night before for these people. They didn't bring them up. They didn't say how many people voted for anybody. They just said, we're going to take these votes somehow, and then somehow they allegedly were going to calculate them all up, and then they were going to add their votes in, and they were going to come up with the winner. I don't believe that happened. And it's just my opinion. I believe ABC got nervous, because if Bristal would have won, clearly she was not the best dancer, hands down. And I think if she would have won, it would have played into their credibility as a show that has some common sense, where if you're going to have professional judges judging people, and then people win that has no skills, you got a problem. And I think that it would have hurt them overall if she would have won last night. And I'm not sure she didn't win. We don't know. We just know what the judges picked, and how ironic it came in the same order they put it in: Grey, Kyle, and Bristal. And I don't know if I believe that. I think that maybe Bristal may have won in the popularity vote, and we just never going to know, unless someone decides to tell later. They didn't even talk about the calculation of the vote. They're not even talking about how many people may have voted. They didn't even bring it up. They conveniently left it, that I know of, out of the conversation. And I did actually take a peek at it last night, and I normally never do that, but I wanted to see what was going to happen, because I believe the young lady won in the popularity vote. But for ABC's concern, I think it was best for them to this is my opinion, so don't nobody say I accuse ABC of doing anything wrong when it came to, not illegal, but wrong when it came to the votes, because I don't know if that's the case. But I just believe it's the timing of the picks falling in line. All of a sudden the judge was able to control who won, when they wasn't able to control it through the whole season, when they were giving high marks to other dancers, and they were coming out on the bottom, they were getting voted out, and all of a sudden, the very night that the championship is being won, that the judges was able to control who wins. I'm not, if they're selling, I'm not buying. It's as simple as that. I don't buy it. And my theory, I believe she won a popular vote. I believe ABC did what they thought was right from a business standpoint and from a standpoint to keep the show on the air, because they say it's 11 seasons. I don't know if that meant they've been on once a year for 11 years, or are they running multi-seasons within the year. I never even knew the show existed until recently. And apparently they didn't have a lot of superstars on there if they had 11 seasons of it, but they know now it's getting more popular every year, and they like it because people are watching. And I think the only way to keep their credibility was to control it and let the order of wins go in the line that it should have gone in. I'm sure Bristal is a good young lady. I believe she is anyway. Never heard anything negative about the lady, but she just doesn't have dancing skills. And she did a good job considering that she didn't have any dancing skills, and that she came on there and gave it the best she could. And I give her kudos for that. But I'm glad ABC got it right at the end. You know, I know a lot of people out there watching. Actually, some people out there was losing their minds apparently, because apparently some guy lost his marbles and a couple of weeks ago and shot his television set because the lady stayed on the show, and then somebody or bodies sent some type of powdery substance to her. The FBI was getting involved. All kind of crazy things was going on. And anybody that get that excited don't have a life. And I know they made a big deal out of it, but she's not the only person that people are threatening, because there's been athletes out there that's been threatened when they win certain things or do certain stuff. So it happens all the time. We got a lot of cuckoos out here in the world, and sometimes they fire as fuel by things they see on TV that they think they're a part of. So I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying again to reiterate that ABC did anything other than let the judges and the fans pick, but I just think the timing was kind of bizarre. I believe that she won the popular vote. I say it again and again and again. But I know that it would have been not popular if she would have came out the winner. I think people would have stopped watching the show. I think all their credibility would have been gone. And I think the show probably would have had to end after maybe the next season. So they probably had to get rid of the show. And it just been, or change the way the format is as far as voting. So one of the two. So that's my opinion. You can check me out. Send me an email if you agree with me and you think for sure that ABC may have allegedly bypassed the popular votes and just went with what they wanted to. Email me at liveroosevelt@gmail.com.